What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, Straight Briggs here continuing. To cook up this NBA action, man, y'all know we do her on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not in love with tonight's card. I'm going to just be completely honest with you. I'm not overly in love with tonight's card, but I will give you my thoughts, my opinions, and get you guys the information you need to know and get you in and out of here. So let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Last night I did drop my NBA play that I had the Orlando Magic laying 14.5. They won, by 13, 12, something like that. Didn't cover. We did hit our other play with the Miami Heat plus the points. They lost to Miami, but they did cover the point spread, so shout out to them boys. So 1-1 night for me in the NBA last night. On to today, though. First game on the board is the Sacramento Kings. They're laying 11.5 points on the Charlotte Hornets. I don't trust Sacramento this sizable of a favorite on the road. It's ultimately what it boils down to. Sacramento's been one of the worst ATS teams in all of the NBA this season. I believe they're 27th of 30 right now currently. Charlotte, they've been hanging around 50-50 ATS for the majority of the season. They're a sneaky little ATS team. Bad basketball team. They're not winning many games. We don't need them to win here, though. We just need them to come here and not get their doors blown out at home on a Friday. This game is way more meaningful for Sacramento, and they're already coming off an ugly, undescribable loss to the Washington Wizards, so Sacramento may be locked in this game. That's why I'm not overly in love with it. I like to play on Washington the other day much better from an ATS perspective than I do this one, but forced to play this game, I would still be on the Charlotte Hornets. I just don't think Sacramento deserves to be this sizable of a favorite on the road pretty much on anybody. Not the Pelicans, not the Hornets, not the Spurs, not the Wizards, not the Sixers. Small lane for me in our first game of the day on the Charlotte Hornets. Keep it rolling, man. We got the Indiana Pacers laying 16.5 on the Utah Jazz. Another game I'm not overly in love with by any stretch of the imagination. This is a big boy number to lay with Indiana, who's we've seen play with their food a lot of times this season. That's why they're not great ATS this year. On the other side, Utah, though, they're outright tanking, full-blown tanking. They really deserve to be fined how bad they're tanking right now, but it is what it is. We all understand what it is. We act like, it ain't what it ain't. But even despite the outright tanking from an ATS perspective, the Jazz have been sneaky. And this is just a game where I don't have a clear edge either way. Not a premium style bet, if you get what I'm saying. Now, I can tell you my thoughts. I think Indiana should blow the doors off of Utah in this one. They should. We've seen Indiana handle business on weaker teams multiple times this season. Like they blew out Washington by 60. It wouldn't shock the hell out of me if they blew out Utah by 60, but based on who the Pacers have been this season, it also wouldn't shock me if they won this game by 4 points. And really, honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they lost the game outright. It wouldn't shock me. I would be like, damn, Pacers, y'all lost to the Jazz? But it wouldn't shock me. What do I think happens here? I think the Pacers win this game by 17, 18 points, maybe a dub. Small lean on Indiana. I don't know if I personally, though, get to the window and put dollars on them laying this many. We got the Celtics laying 13.5 on the Phoenix Suns. We've been fading Phoenix blindly majority of the season. They are 29 of 30 when it comes to an ATS perspective. They were 29 of 30 last season. They're 29 of 30 this season. This is just who this team is. Terrible. They're not going to make the postseason. They're not even going to make the play-in. Bad team. We're fading them. Boston coming off the loss. They should be motivated, should be locked in for a game like this. Boston has been really profitable following a loss this season. It's really one of the few spots Boston has been profitable this year. Boston has played much better basketball post-All-Star break than they were pre-All-Star break from an ATS perspective. They did drop that last one to Miami. Miami was in the middle of the Linsanity run. We had Miami in that one tonight. Boston following a loss, I believe, is the play. Continuing to fade Phoenix. They're done. They're cooked. Stick a fork in them. This team will be blowing up here shortly. Within the next 2 weeks with the playoffs on the horizon. We'll keep it rolling, man. We got the Detroit Pistons on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. This is a game I will tell you, keep an eye on the injury report. It's ugly at the time of recording this video. regardless of how it all shapes out, I would want to lean towards Toronto. Toronto, the second best ATS team in all the NBA. Toronto's been a really good money-making machine for us this season, especially at home, at the crib. There's just too many points to lay on Toronto, in my opinion. Detroit, I understand it. They could be getting healthy again. Cade Cunningham, game time decision for this one. But in that same breath, man, most of these games have been kind of competitive this season. 123, 114, 100, 102, 99, 95. I want to lean towards Toronto plus the points. Detroit, I think we will be able to bet them again here soon. I don't think laying double digits in Toronto on the second best ATS team in the NBA is the spot to necessarily get right and do that, though. You feel me? Just letting y'all guys know my thoughts. Small lean on the Toronto Raptors. We got the Portland Trailblazers out on the road facing your Chicago Bulls, man. Bulls home favorites in this one, laying 6.5. Portland, they're coming off back-to-back wins. They just beat Atlanta and Toronto on the road, 127-113, 112-103. Chicago, they won 3 of their last 5. The last game they played, they took Toronto behind the woodshed, 137-118. Portland won the lone meeting between these two teams this season, 113-102, back on the 19th of January in Portland. Let me tell you how I think this game plays out. I want the points in my back pocket with Portland. I'm well aware that they're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, heading to Chicago, leaving out of Toronto. Had to go through customs and shit. I get it. It's also a revenge game at home for Chicago. But Chicago's insanity run is over, and I want to see them do it again one more time. I want to see them do it again one more time before I start betting them again. Portland, I just think these two teams are way more similar than you think. They got the same record. 6.5 seems a little excessive. I get the spot. I get the situation. I think the number, though, is still a little excessive. Small lean towards Portland with the points in my back pocket. Wouldn't shock me if Chicago did win this game dominantly, but I honestly believe Portland has a legitimate chance to win it outright. So I'll lean towards the Blazers with the points in my back pocket. Keep it rolling, man. We got one of the toughest games of the entire season. Not the card, season. We got our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. They're out on the road facing another team near and dear to our heart, another team we've made a pretty penny with over the past couple seasons, another team we love betting, man, in the Houston Rockets. Thunder, man, they're 6.5, 5.5 point home favorites line, kind of doing a little bouncing at the current time of recording this video. This is the number 1 team in the West, the Thunder, versus the number 2 team in the West, the Houston Rockets. We've seen these two teams match up already this season. The Thunder lead the season series 3-1. They beat up on Houston 126-107 back in November in Oklahoma City. The Rockets won the next meeting 119-116 on the 1st of December. The Thunder have turned around and won the next 2 meetings, 111-96 on the 14th of December and 137-128 on the 3rd of March. So what we've seen in this series this year is the home team has won every game. The Thunder have won their 3 in Oklahoma City. Houston won their 1 in Houston. Oklahoma City right now is battling for one of the best ATS teams of all time. That's the type of run Oklahoma City is on from an ATS perspective. Fading them is not fun whatsoever. Houston, we have a problem. The problem is, y'all know me, I love betting the Rockets at home, at the crib. That's where we trust them. That's where we've made a pretty penny with them at home, man. And you're going to give me points in this game, I'm going to grab them. I think it's just a case of too many. Houston has everything that it takes to compete, battle, and beat the Thunder. They have everything you're looking for. They're at home where we trust them. I'm going to lean towards the Rockets plus the points in this one. I get it, man. Oklahoma City is my favorite money-making team. I have faded them in 2 of their last 3 games and felt like a complete idiot doing so. I had the Bulls plus the points, and I also had the Pacers plus the points. Oklahoma City dominated in both meetings. Um, but Houston, I think, has everything that it takes to not only cover this game, but knock off Oklahoma City, especially at home, at the crib in Houston, where we trust the Rockets, man. One of the toughest games of the entire season for me, ladies and gentlemen. I went back and forth on this game. But ultimately, I want the points in my back pocket with the Houston Rockets. We keep it rolling. We got the Cleveland Cavs laying 12.5 points on the San Antonio Spurs. Cleveland has kind of gone through the motions post All-Star break. They haven't been nearly as dominant from an ATS perspective as they were pre-All-Star break. Pre-All-Star break, they were the best ATS team in the NBA pretty much that whole time. Coming out of it, they just haven't been as dominant. Tonight, though, I will lean in their direction. Unless I have a clear, concise reason to fade Cleveland, I'm just not really interested in doing so. And then y'all know what I've been saying about San Antonio. Even though they've played well, y'all know my thoughts on them. No Fox, no Wemby, no Pop, no Spurs. I'm on the Cleveland Cavs. I'll lay the points. We got the Denver Chicken Nuggets out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. Warriors, 1.5 point home favorites at the current time of recording this video. This line has done some bouncing this morning. Ultimately, I'm on the Golden State Warriors. Straight up on the money line is how I want to play this one. It's a play on the spot. It's a play on the situation. Double revenge game at home at the crib for the Warriors. I'm well aware they're on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They did play in LA last night. LA to Sacramento is not, or not Sacramento. I don't know why I said Sacramento. LA to Oakland or Golden State is not, or San Francisco is not huge travel. So different rim, different arena, different gym, the Warriors are coming off a significant road trip, but the Nuggets are coming off a significant homestand. Nuggets haven't necessarily played all that well of recent. We saw them lose to the Timberwolves in that double overtime game. They did sit everybody that next game and lost to the Spurs, but still, I want to be on the Warriors in this style spot. Warriors have been great post All-Star break since acquiring Jimmy Butler. I've been doing a lot of yapping about the Warriors post All-Star break, and I'm just backing it up. I trust the Warriors at home, at the crib. I think they win this game. I'm on them straight up on the money line here in this one. Denver, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries and things of that nature post All-Star break, so their chemistry isn't necessarily where it should be. While on the flip side, man, I don't know if y'all saw Curry 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago in Orlando. Was that Orlando? No, that was Memphis, in Memphis. And then I don't know if y'all saw him last night in LA. When the Warriors are playing well, you've heard me say this many a times. When the Warriors are playing really well, you just continue to ride with them until the wheels fall off. When they're cold, you fade them blindly. I like the way the Warriors are playing right now. Don't want to fade them. I want to rock with them. Fading the Nuggets on the road. We keep it rolling, man. We got the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers, my favorite team, laying 14.5 points on the Pelicans. The Pelicans have been on the do not bet list for majority of the season. The Pelicans are still one of the overall worst ATS teams in all of the NBA. They have been for majority of the season. They've shut down a lot of their best players. This is the Birmingham Squadron, the G League team of the New Orleans Pelicans. Lakers have been one of the best home ATS teams in the NBA for majority of the season, and that's where they remain right now currently. Yeah, they lost last night. Yes, they're on the back end of a back-to-back. No travel, though, and they're at home where we trust them. They should flood New Orleans. They should absolutely flood them. They're still 14.5-point favorites in this game for good reason. I'm going to lay it with the Lakers here in this one. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We got the team from Dallas out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers laying 10.5. The Clippers are the number one home ATS team in all of the NBA. You've heard me say multiple times they built a multi-billion-dollar arena to be good at home, to stop being the little brother of the Lakers, to get out of the shadow of the Lakers and Staples, now Crypto. They got their own building, the Intuit. It's a beautiful building. They've played well in it all season long, and I think they play well in it tonight. Mavs, looks like they're going to make the play-in. Congratulations. You're in the play-in. It's really sickening, man, to see the national media and how they talk about the Mavs now. I honestly believe the Mavs are getting more publicity and love for being the 9th seed in the West than they were for being in the finals last year. Y'all remember, bro? I used to come here and beat this table yelling at y'all how good the Mavs were and how nobody else seemed to see it the way I saw it. Now all of a sudden they're the ninth seed, you know, one game above 500, and they're the best team in the league. I think they get their ass flooded tonight. I don't care that Anthony Davis had a decent game last game on the centerless Atlanta Hawks. Yes, he's a top 10 player in the league. He's supposed to do that on a centerless Atlanta Hawks. They didn't even cover in that game. And I highly doubt they cover as dogs in this one. Clippers be flooding people at home, and I think they flood the Mavs on a Friday night at home, man, here in our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. We have dropped back-to-back on our NBA Player of the Day. We very rarely ever 3 in a row. So y'all know tonight's play is basically a lock. I said basically. I didn't say it was a lock. I said basically. I never claim a play to be a lock or anything like that. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it ain't. Scoop it up. $25. Let's do the damn thing, man. Playoffs on the horizon, man. Final stretch of the season. Let's close it out on the right foot. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. I feel like I said that twice. I might have said it twice. I don't know. Anyways, love y'all boys and girls, man. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.